Hello, everyone. Welcome to another community meeting. This time is for the version Kiali 1.84. We are in May already, so let's start. We are, as usual, going to see a sprint summary, then some highlights for the new version, then a preview of the next sprint, and finally, as usual, a community discussion. So let's get started with the summary. You can see here that we have completed a bunch of issues, 21 to be more specific. Then we had some that are in progress. We probably will merge some today. Remember that the release is the next Monday. So we have others in review, as I mentioned, and then we have some work left for the next sprint that is in the backlog. So let's continue. Now we are talk about some highlights about this sprint that is ending. One of them is that we have been working on Backstage, adding a Kiali plugin, and this time we added a minimal graph version that is minimal because we had some pre-configured options, like we are showing the version app graph, not other graph like the workloads or the applications. We are setting that is our default for the Kiali standard app, and also we are showing some edge labels that is that represent the traffic distribution and the traffic rates. This, of course, in the future will grow. We need to add a lot of things, I guess, but it will depend on the usage and the developer needs. So it will be nice to receive some feedback about this, and let's see what happens in the future. In the same topic, now that we added the graph, this is how the entity view is looking in Backstage for a given namespace. You can see that it's like a small Kiali in just a one tab. We are continually having discussions about changes that we are requiring for Backstage. And remember, the main focus for this is for developers. So we are thinking every day how we can ease the life of developers. I think the Backstage effort is an ongoing effort. So constantly we are adding improvements and changes. So stay tuned for more information about the Backstage effort. Now, I'm going to invite Shosune to talk a little bit and do a demo for the cTunnel log for pods.
Thank you, Leandro. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in this version of Kiali, we have added support to visualize the cTunnel logs, that this is a proxy, a part of the Istio ambient. And here we can see, well, I want to show you this on a short demo. In this environment, I have installed Istio 1.22 beta. And we have installed this with the ambient profile, as you can see here. And I have like different namespaces, like, for example, alpha and beta that belongs to our mesh, but with the traditional sidecars. And in this namespace book info, I have an ambient namespace. And let's see how we can see the logs. So let's see first how we can see our workloads in a traditional, with the traditional sidecars. In this example, or in this mode of the mesh, we have our proxy are in the same, well, in a container in the same pod as our workload. So for Kiali, is going to look for the logs in the same pod. And you can see here in yellow, as these lines are from the sidecar proxy. These lines are processed, and we can also see certain information, as, for example, the bytes received, the bytes sent, and the duration. And we have done some changes in order to see also the logs that are associated to a workload but is that from an ambient mesh. So let's go to our book info namespace. Let's click on this workload that you can see here. That is, it has the traffic redirected through cTunnel. So the reason why Kiali requires some changes is because in this ambient mesh, the cTunnel as is not deployed in the same point because the container is usually one per node and is deployed usually in the Istio system namespace. So Kiali requires some changes because we are looking into this cTunnel logs that belongs to a different pod. And we are going to filter, but the destination or the source, and using our pod name and our namespace. So in that case, you can see here how we are showing also the cTunnel logs that belongs or are relative or that involves our pod, even if they are part of the source or of the destination. And we can see here, like these lines are also filtered, the same as the envoy logs. We can, for example, show the timestamps here. And we can see also some information that, like, for example, the duration, the byte sent or received. We don't have the complete information as, for example, the envoy, because remember that envoy operates at layer 7, and in the case of cTunnel is processing the traffic at layer 4. And another important thing, if you want to try this is only going to be available for Istio 1.22. That is now in, they have released a beta that is like a pre-release of this version. And they are going to release these L4 beta features. And in previous versions, for example, the cTunnel logs has a different format, and they haven't include, for example, this source of destination and include the workload name or the namespace, and we should filter by IP. So this is going to be compatible just with Istio 1.22 or up. And that's it. Stop sharing. Thanks, Leandro.
Okay, thank you very much, Josune, for this addition for the ambient mode. Let's continue. I will share again, and I guess now I will invite Jay to comment about this slide.
Yeah, thanks, Leandro. So in the last several sprints, we've been kind of featuring or showing progress on this new page that we're working on. We were hoping to have it completed for this sprint, but it looks like it's going to be one more before it actually makes it into the release. This is a mesh page or a new mesh page that's going to replace our old one and give you a graphical view of your actual infrastructure. Your mesh, what's running the mesh. So in one graph, you've got your traffic graph that everyone's familiar with. In this one, you're going to be able to start to visualize how you've actually deployed Istio. And in this sprint, we made a lot of refinements to what we had. It's starting to look a little bit more organized. And in this particular feature, we added visualization around infrastructure that's not responding properly. So in this case, in the picture, you can see that the Jaeger connection is down for whatever reason. It's not communicating well. We see this as a feature that's going to evolve over time, and adding in hopefully a bunch of other things, because I think Kiali overall is not only a way to see what's happening, but also to help you quickly identify problems in your mesh, and that can be infrastructure or application type problems. So this is an effort that we're going to be introducing, and hopefully people will like it. Yeah, that's all for now, and hopefully we'll have a full demo next sprint. Thanks, Leandro.
Thank you, Jay. We are continuing with the meeting. We have some notable changes One of them is that we adapt OSSMC, that is our console plugin for OpenShift, to use Patternfly version 5. This is really good because we are now using our latest Kiali code. We also did some work in internationalization, for the same effort. We have some improvements in the operator side. We can disable the dynamic namespace watching to reduce load and improve performance. Other improvements in the Cypress testing related to login and out. And finally, we replaced some logic that we have related to the authorizations and authorization in Kiali. Now we are using the authorization code flow, and this is just for OpenShift. Continuing with the presentation, we had a bunch of bug fixes related to different warnings in validations. We have some fixes, and we are also working in a speed implementation to improve all the validations in multi-clusters of entities. When I say entities, in service accounts that are in other clusters. We updated some things, and we fixed other things like you are showing in the screen in the presentation. So for the next sprint, we have the preview. We are continuing working in epics related to the Kiali performance and scalability. We also, like Shade mentioned, we are still working and we are still having to progress on the new mesh page. Also in Istio ambient, and as I mentioned, that is not here, but in the backstage effort too. We have backlog to continue working. So with this, we are concluding the Kiali community meeting, at least the presentation. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.